Well, we're sitting at home. Tomorrow we're going to be, me and the daughter are going to go out for her eighth grade graduation, which back in my day, it was just you went from 8th to ninth grade. Apparently now it's graduation. She asked if we could go fishing. So tomorrow we're going to go on pool 11 and mess around a little bit. And hopefully there's no rain or any of that kind of good stuff. Like we were supposed to go last weekend, but it rained all Saturday, and then they had to go back on Sunday. So we're going to go out and pool 11, mess around a little bit tomorrow. I'm going to kind of recap my disaster on the second stop, the Great Lakes BFL, on the lacrosse pool. In short, my first day of practice was terrible. I probably had about 10 pounds, would be the best I think I would have saw then. I don't know. I just missed the boat. I wasn't really around them. I had some fish, but the water was dropping, so I knew that was going to go away. So on the second day, I went, that was on the bottom end of pool 8. The second day, I practiced the top end of pool 8 down to about the middle area and had a much better practice. I had found smallmouth and I had found some largemouth. In a backwater on a good grass line, and then I found a whole wad of them on a frog in a very shallow backwater area mid pool, and I thought that's a pretty good plan. Boat number depending. Some of my smallmouth at the top end there were in community hole areas, really well-known areas, and so I didn't know whether or not I would be able to get to those, and so I just kind of was going to wait for the boat number and see what happened. I had several that were non-community and some that were. So I got a good boat draw and went to my first spot. Was able to get right on it. Got one keeper, and I didn't expect to get much off of it because it gets hit a lot. So I figured if I could get 2 or 3, the ones that I caught in practice there were pretty good ones. I hit that quick. I got one keeper, and my I think he got one small keeper there, or I know he had several little ones on the Ned rig, which Jamie Gomez was his name. Going back to him, he taught me a lot about a Ned rig. I'm not a finesse fisherman. I'm a power fisherman, which sometimes, like this time, bites me. Downsizing and spinning around that stuff hasn't been my thing, but I'm learning. I got to add that to my arsenal on the river. So, he caught several little ones in a couple different areas at the top end, but I just wasn't feeling it. So we ran down to my grass fish, my first area, and we got one out of there. He got one. I caught nothing. I never even had a bite. Saw some fish moving around, but they just weren't going. So I thought, we'll run down to my, we did that for a little while, let the sun get up, and I thought, let's go see, maybe it's a little early, but let's go see the frogfish. And with the water falling, we got into the backwater, and it was full of carp. Carp everywhere. And they were not there the day before. I don't know if they were way further back in this backwater, and if the water was falling, they were pulling out. But the carp were everywhere. And, I was feeling pinched for time, even though I had a lot of time left. I don't know, it just took the wind out of my sails, I guess. And I didn't try to relocate them. Probably a mistake, because if the largemouth were leaving that area too, because of the carp, they would have pulled just to the outside first deep water, which was right near current. And for some reason, I just wasn't feeling like they were going to do that. Maybe I should have gone out there. I didn't. Doesn't matter. So I went scrambling, looking at some of my Thursday stuff that I found in practice, and the water was just gone. So we scrambled around a little bit. Nothing. Short here, short there. And the GoPro died too. Roughly about this time, the battery just quit. And so I haven't had a GoPro until they sent me a brand new battery. I mean, it wouldn't take a charge, nothing. So they sent me a new battery anyways. So it's up running now, obviously. But so I didn't catch anything after about this time. And it didn't really matter because the GoPro wasn't working and I wasn't catching them. And I scrambled. And my co, who lives up there, he had some stuff. And he had done some pre-fishing in case he got somebody that didn't have a chance to pre-fish as a boater, so that he would have something to run to. We ran his stuff, which he caught a ton on in all the areas. Nothing. Nothing. A few pikes, a few small ones, but nothing. So we ran up to some other stuff that I have, this community hole stuff, but nobody really been stopping on it. And he caught several short, or I don't want to say shorts. He caught several shorts, but he also caught several, just keepers. He had actually ended up getting a limit to about 9 pounds. It wasn't much, but, all on the Ned rig, which, 9 pounds isn't going to do me anything, but it got me a lot more points. And I already had a bad start, and this one was another bad start for me. So mathematically, after this one, I'm not out of it. I still have a chance to make the regional. I'm not very far out. One good cash really probably puts me right back in that top 45. So we're going to Winneconne next. I've had one decent tournament there, one where I didn't get to practice at all and zeroed, and one where I was really on them and I just didn't figure it out tournament day and had 2 or 3 keepers. So I haven't had real great success up there, but I've learned a lot in those 3 tournaments, spending multiple days of practice, except for the one I got 0 practice. Truck broke down and no practice at all. I went blind, which was horrible because it's tough up there anyways. And it was even tougher not having a practice. But I've got multiple days, so I have experience on it. I'm waiting to see if it's going to be windy or not. It's going to be really windy, depending on the wind direction, I guess. I'll go into the Wolf, and that's probably where I'll fish. If it's not, then I'll probably practice on Winnebago. I feel like you can win it in one of those 2. You could maybe win it in Poygan or Winneconne, but typically Bago or Wolf is where it gets won out of, and that's where I'll be practicing, depending on the wind. So, but thanks for listening to my little rant about a recap there. Still catching a lot of fish on a lot of QC Lure Works stuff. Also, my the code Keller10, so QC Lure Works, and that's with an X at the end of works, .square.site. Use Keller10 and you get 10% off anything that you order on there. It's a veteran-owned company, and I support veteran-owned stuff like Mr. Donald Trump. So, yeah. So anyways, video's going to start here. Me and Miss Ava are going to go out and try to catch some fish on pool 11. I'm not going to go too far. We're going to just kind of idle around. Try to run some of the gas out of the boat so I don't have to carry a heavy horse all the way up to Winneconne from where I live. But we're going to go out and mess around. So stay and watch the video. And thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, or just watch the damn thing. I don't know. Whatever.
Hooked up! Hooked up! I'm hooked up! Whoa! Yeah! Got one. That's a lively one, too.
Good, ah.
Here, let me picture it. All right, we're gonna idle up.
dry for a minute. That would be time for you to get your snack and
I am.
what are those?
I don't know. It's like Doritos.